After this tragedy, my life has been split into two.
Producer and star Russ Alec Baldwin goes on trial this summer. The first day of former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial in New York ended with no jurors selected yet. But CBS News legal analyst Ricky Clinton tells us many decisions have been made.
Judge McMahon says, well, we won't show the Access Hollywood tape, but we're going to let the jurors see the transcript. We're not going to keep certain things out about this catch and kill scheme with the National Enquirer. It's coming in.
A U.S. district judge says the state of Texas foster care program has treated vulnerable children so poorly that Chris Fox reports from Austin she's fining the state $100,000 a day.
Texas has addressed allegations of sexual and physical abuse of the state's most vulnerable children with shocking carelessness, including numerous instances where kids were left in harm's way for more than a year. Those are the words of U.S. District Judge Janice Graham-Jack in leveling the fine. It's the third time since 2015 she found the state in contempt on the issue.
Severe weather is heading into the middle of the country. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson says storms will cross from Nebraska and Kansas into parts of Iowa and Missouri.
What I'm laser focused on right now is the Des Moines to Quad Cities corridor from about Newnan to
Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Hey, what's up, my brother? Hey, guys, how you doing? Yes, I do remember you, GH25. One of my favorites. Are you? I remember you. I'm gonna make sure. Is it Australia or England? I remember you. No, counsel, I don't want to go live chat. There you go. Yes, it's you again from ABC from yesterday. See, I remember you call yourself ABC. I appreciate you guys.
Muscle Shoals, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily reach one of those agents by going to marmac.us and tell them the Mark White Show sent you. On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gant of Cooking with Brenda Gant in Andalusia, Alabama.
I taught for 25 years, and I taught, well, the first place I taught was Crestmont Elementary School, and that is in Northport, Alabama. I was in my early 20s, and that was before they limited the classroom size. I had reading groups.
P. Davis, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Back then, you taught them everything.
The Newnan dance, the Newnan dance. Sweet Leaf and them. We got Everhome's coming on with us this morning. Everhome Suites here in Newnan. They're in period number 2. And in period number 3, Shane B and I talk movies. What's hot, what's not, this, that, and the other.
My family for Sunday lunch. I call it dinner and supper.
What's up, my brother?
I'll say lunch for you folks out there that do that. So
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not technically the one that came up with that nickname Jordan did, but I don't mind. All right. That's how I remember you from yesterday, was because you said your buddy called you ABC.
Video page. It's my own little page. I had about 500 people on it, mostly church folks.
Outside of Newnan, making still coming in.
In 2 weeks. It was
Good.
So now my show on Cooking with Brenda Gant on Facebook is right at 3 million. It's just a little.
Oh, you're talking about outside of Newnan is still. Yeah, I reported them yesterday, Pete. Thank you for telling me. I reported to them yesterday. If they mess me up with clients, then I'm going to send them a WDN, a big letter of you owe me $1,500 for bleeding over. Do turtles have knees? I don't know, but maybe you can help us out with that. You might know. Alpha and Omega. What a cool name. I think they changed it today. Good morning. It is period number 1. 3 periods of nonstop play coming up. We've got Everhome Suites with us and Shane B. But first, It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, heck yeah, I'm the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout out, I'll say that, across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, eh? And finally, the Jordan Communication of Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, home of Sutton Sports, inspirational talk, and right here, right now, at the home of news, real news. We got a lot in store for you this morning. Great guest, great programming, great news, great sports. It's a Twisted Tuesday. We're going to get twisted with our friends on YouTube as well. And to my haters, I got this to say to you. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Plug in. There you go. And we're ready to rock and roll. Good morning to the Navajo Nation and everybody else tuning in there from Pete and Newnan, as well as ABC is back with us this morning. GH25 is what's going on in the world. And we've got the Omega, Alpha and Omega. So he's Kenny Omega and Jericho together. That is an awesome combination. Got to say that. Going to play Twister. Yeah, we're going to play Twisted Tuesday. What's up, my friend Jackson? How you doing? Thank you for joining us as well. Jackson, we'll appreciate you joining us this morning. We got 3 periods of nonstop play. We'll get into some Doomsday cult this hour as the Doomsday cult leader Chad Daybell's in day 3 of his trial. We'll talk about that. A Milwaukee man kills his date. Good Lord. Man, some crazy people in this world. And we got a little bit Israel war news for you to drop in within this hour. So we got a lot of other things going on, ladies and gentlemen. You'll figure your way to come. I don't think it's going to come out in real life, Alan. I think we're both sides of people are a little angry, but I don't think anybody's going to kill each other. I really don't feel that way. But I'm glad. Alan, thank you for joining us this morning. He answered my question. He said, well, I haven't really seen it. I'm waiting till the real life, till it comes out in real life. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. Also, Sweet Holmes is with us this morning. Emily and crew will be with us, joining us in the next period. And in the final period, Shane B and I will probably be talking about that movie because we're going to be talking about top 10 movies. This is the number 1 movie at the box office over the weekend. And we do movie reviews on Tuesday in the final period. Shane and I will probably talk about it. Knowing him, he'll be like, it wasn't what I watched it. It was an up and down as far as like I said, Hogan's Heroes back in days of comedy, and it wasn't as political as that. And Red Dawn wasn't as political as that. So I give it credit for that. We'll get into it. Everybody out here, thank you for joining us on the YouTube page. Our poll question this morning has to do with the movie Civil War. What do you think of the movie Civil War? Good and powerful, 22% of you said. Scary, no one has said it's scary so far. Thank God. That just shows me more people out here think like I do. It's just a movie and nothing's really going to happen. And 78% of you said they haven't seen it yet. Wolverines. There you go. Alan's like, Wolverines. Pete said he hasn't seen it yet. I have had the opportunity, the pleasure to see it over the weekend and everything. So, like I said, it didn't pick a political party on either side. Thank goodness. And because, I got friends and family on both sides of the aisle. So, thank goodness it wasn't one of those things. I know that a couple of my listeners that been longtime listeners of the show have said that it was kind of scary, but my overall belief was it makes you think what could happen if and it was got towards the end of the Civil War, what could happen, but also it makes you think, that's not going to happen. We're not stupid enough to do that. None of us are. Yes, I understand some people have degrees from Harvard and some people have a GED, but that don't mean that I think we're just going to fight one another. Americans, the one thing we do is we'll cuss each other out in a minute. We'll blow horns at each other. We'll get in each other's face if you cut us off in traffic. But we're not going to kill you. I mean, there are some idiots that do some killing in America. We're not saying that those murderers don't do that, but majority of us, yeah, we're just big mouths. Who wins it, the Americans or the Americans? Wow. The Americans, not the Americans, but the Americans. Really, it was California and Texas Union came together to be the winner of it. So we'll talk more about that probably later on. A person is smart. A group of people are stupid. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Pete. But I just don't think it's going to come to that extreme. I just think people get angry. They do stupid things. I know we saw some stupid things over the years back in 2020 with the riots back in January 6th. At the Capitol. I know we saw some people do some silly things, but anyway, I just don't think that that's good. That's going to happen to the majority of us. Unfortunately, lastly, first, I can't do that for you because it would be illegal. But hey, a bongo. I need to see a bongo. I need tippy for my bongo. Tippy for my bongo. Ooh, lastly, first, they tippy for my bongo. Thank you for coming on. We have a good time here. What'd you think of the sound of the theme? I think that now we got a little bit more into that. There you go. That's makes a little bit more sense. I think that we do there that like when the thing that come out in January of the certain list, all of a sudden when we saw all kind of favorite people on there, all of a sudden our society and news stop talking about it. Now, we didn't stop talking about it on the show because Randy Rocket Cody, one of my guests, who's a journalist, he comes on the show and we talk about it. But a lot of people just seem to stop talking about it when some of their favorite actors, movies, and people were on there. So I think that it's a true story. I think, or part of a true story, and I think that it's sickening that stuff is going on and something needs to be done about it. So I think it was a good movie and everything. And like I said, whether you believe with the stars' personal political beliefs or whatever the type of beliefs they have, it was a movie that needed to be made, so there you go. Alan's laughing about it. YOLO's into it. Thank you, brother. Jackson, how you doing? Jackson's back with us again. Black was a good movie. Yeah, they were Chester molesters. You're right about that, lastly first. There's a lot of them on that list, but for some reason we don't talk about it anymore because there's too many people like, well, I like that guy's movie. And just think about it. All your Victoria's Secret models and stuff that you were infatuated when you were kids, just think they were on that list. There you go. Action Jackson, he's calling you a cool name there this morning. There you go, Hollywood. Yeah, Alan. Well, they're weird. I got a buddy who actually that's where Randy had originally lived. So, and his mom wouldn't let him get into movies. So he ended up becoming a metal journalist. I mean, a heavy metal journalist. It started metal10.com. Bay 510 Bay is on with us this morning as well. You wasn't on the list, was you? Oh, you got to leave. We got to get you. He was on the list. Get him, Alan. We'll let Alan take care of him. 58 degrees in the metro Atlanta area. 25 minutes past the hour. 58 degrees out there. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, gooey things at all. Michael and the crew. Michael and the crew can exterminate them just for you. Somebody to do to the list, but never mind. You go ahead and do what you got to do, ABC. We appreciate you. You do like you did yesterday. We appreciate you being with us. You've been very, very kind, like so many people. All right, let's get into this one. I got to do this one. Literally, says Alan. Literally. Yeah, you got that right, brother. Let's jump into this headline news. Speaking of a crazy cult leader, no, we're not talking about Jim Jones. We're talking about Chad Daybell, the man that was semi-Mormon that found that went out, wrote a book, mixed our word of the good book of God in with the Walking Dead series to infatuate a blonde bimbo that had her a lot. Yeah, I call Laurie Daybell a blonde bimbo. A lot got in her head and told her that everybody changed and their spirits come out of their body. Now they're a zombie. Folks, and you want to be a different person, or you just want to be like a better person than what you are, then obviously your soul left you and you become a zombie, according to them. Hello from Argentina. What's up, Miranda? How you doing this morning? How you doing? It's an honor to meet you as well. True Freeman, what are you doing? It's been a while since you've been on, bro. Freeman for joining us. We appreciate it. A lot of great fans. Yes, it's an honor to meet you, Maria. We appreciate you. Yes, it's an honor to meet you. All right. Well, we were talking about this Doomsday guy and everything, and day 3 of his trial is going on in Boise, Idaho, where the best potatoes are made. Got a potatoes, But anyway, a jail phone call recorded between the two lovers, Chad and Laurie, had them talking about some things shortly before his trial, about the death of her 7-year-old son, and his body found on Daybell's property, where Daybell had said he called his wife up. He's charged for triple murder. He's called his original wife up that he killed, and he decided to burn the bodies of her children, right? And he calls his wife and says, hey, there's some raccoons or some kind of animals out here, and I'm burning them out here. That's what happened. Well, police found the bodies of the 7-year-old JJ and later on 16-year-old Tylee Ryan just near the fire pit. They ended up arresting Daybell. Daybell was also being charged for his wife's murder, his original wife's murder. But in the conversation between the two, they were showing that he had called and said, hey, they're out here searching. Laurie says, what do you want me to do? Pray? Yes, pray. Like God is going to protect somebody who kills children. No, he don't. I mean, Epstein might, but God won't. So, did I just say that out loud, Alan? What's up? How you doing? My new friend coming on there. I know ABC Jesus. How you been, buddy? Good. True Freeman. I appreciate it. Great. But I tell you, day 3, the police, the detective that arrested him was talking about, hey, we looked into this. This was just terrible for some of the things that was going on, and it was said and done. So the biggest thing is, I think it's a different trial because you're going to see what kind of man he is. He's what's up, Zach? How you doing, brother? What's up? We appreciate you being with us. And I think that it's a whole different type of, how you would say, murder, a different type of case. You're actually seeing that Daybell is a con man. And you and I already knew that, but there's some people out there get conned by this stuff, but you and I already knew that. My listeners and me, myself, and everybody out there, majority of our society already knows this. But this guy had this woman conned, and she really believes that she told her elder son, you just don't understand that that was not who your sister and brother. And he's like, you're crazy. Yes, they were. So this is kind of what it is. You cannot mix. If you want to sit around and watch The Walking Dead on Sunday night, that's great. And you want to go to church on Sunday morning, that's cool. Just don't mix them together, okay? And come up with a book. Now, if you want to do that and come up with a book, and all of my listeners are intelligent enough to, hey, I just want to read this book for entertainment, that's fine. But if you're going to take it for like, this is my new religion, maybe you need to get like a little mental help or get a real shock therapy. Never trusting people outside my house again. Well, ABC, there's a lot of good people out there. You can't do everyone like that, but you'll learn to trust one day again. All right, folks, we're going to come back here in a moment and talk about a Milwaukee man who killed a woman after going on a date with her. 33-year-old man killed a 19-year-old girl. I guess he met her online. Young people, please, please, please. I know this is the way for you to meet people online, date and everything, but make sure that it's someone that you can get to know really, really well. Don't just text them on there. Get on the phone with them. Get on the video chat with them. It's so much better today than it used to be. So if you're a young person and you're starting to date, make sure that person you're dating is like not some old cruddy fool trying to talk to you. We'll talk about that and Israel war coming up after this. All right. We thank you very much for being with us. Back in a moment, we're going to put you in the penalty box for safekeeping. Like, subscribe, and share, everybody. We appreciate it. Should have told you that, guys, earlier.
Straight shower, third shower is possible. High near 79. Southwest west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain showers early, they become an overcast overnight with a 30% chance of rain. Low near 59. Winds light and variable. By your Thursday, cloudy skies, high near 86, light and variable winds, and a low near 64. A few clouds from time to time. Light and variable winds. By Friday, partly cloudy skies, high near 84 with a low near 61. Saturday, high near 78. Low near 54 with PM showers. That's your active weather forecast. Sponsored by Active Pest Control.
You'll get back to trusting people, ABC. Believe me. There's a lot of good people out there. There's more good people out there than bad, guys. It's just that the media and television want to portray the bad, that everybody's out to get everybody. And in reality, we're just all out to try to make a living. Now, some people will get you, and then when they try to get ahead, things happen. If you guys haven't seen the dark side of children's television, kids TV, it's called Dark Side of Kids TV. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago on the show. So sometimes you'd be like, well, I didn't make it in the business. It's a good thing. GH25, amen. Well, who would win in a fight, Yoda or Mini-Me? Yoda. I think. Oh, no powers. Well, I don't know. That'd be a heck of a. We'll put them in a cage just for a fight. Yoda or Mini-Me? That'd be a heck of one. I'll go with Yoda, too. That's a good question, GH25. I appreciate you dropping it in there. Mini-Me is from the Austin Powers movies. The actor passed away, Vern. I am Saved by the Bell. How about you? Welcome back in to 99.1 FM WQEE The Key and worldwide, all over the stream and everywhere on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. We appreciate you guys. Coming to the final period this morning, Shane B and I are going to talk about top 10 movies, what's hot on Hulu, Netflix, all over streaming sites, on Roku even. tell you what to check out. Also, we'll talk about the top 10 movies in Civil War. Speaking of that, what do you think of the movie Civil War? Good and powerful. 80% of you say scary. No one has voted scary yet, 0%. And majority of you said you have not seen it yet, 81% of the votes. Good morning. Boxing is with, Bowen's with us this morning. All up. All right. We'll try to do that for you. I don't have time to do it. I've got guests coming in for us. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. All right, ladies and germs, we appreciate you being with us this morning. We got coming up in the next period. Our friends from Everhome Suites will join us talking about, they got a big grand opening today from 12 to 2 p.m. right at the site. They're inviting everybody out, some great music and food and more. So we'll have them in here with you shortly talking about that on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right, let's jump back into a couple other headline news stories for you that are making the headlines. And also we're giving away tickets to the Columbus River Dragons. And I'll tell you who won here in just a few. We got a big 6-pack going out there to the River Dragons. Well, the body of a fourth victim was recovered Monday from the sites of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. It happened in Baltimore. Mayor Brian Scott said the team continues to get inside and find victims in the fourth victim. Today, United Command announced that the team recovered a vehicle with a deceased victim trapped inside the vehicle while working to clear the debris from the channel. I think they'll continue to move that. I know it's you, brother. You take care of that. So there you go. So there's more of that. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Other headline news that you can read for yourself on the WQEE page. Jail records as boy's body discovered played during the Chad Daybell murder trial. We talked about that a moment ago. Justice Clarence Thomas misses hearing. No explanation given there. Also, Rush TV or movie producers and a photographer were killed on that. And of course, 18 months going to one of the people on the set that worked with the guns. And of course, not only that, we got a couple of things going on in Israel. Iran launches a drone strike against Israel after the attack on Iran's embassy on Saturday. They sent out 100 drones, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, cut short his weekend vacation and returned to the White House on Saturday after Iran seizure of a Israel-related customer ship made threats against them. So that continues to move forward there. When we know President Benjamin Netanyahu said that he was planning on this week probably being the last week. That was about 3 weeks ago, I'm telling you. So then this happens. I don't know. Let's jump into a 33-year-old Milwaukee man has been charged with first-degree murder and arson in a case that began with discovery of a sexual assault of a 19-year-old college student. Maxwell Anderson was charged on Friday for the April 1st death and destruction of a 19-year-old Sade Robinson. Robinson was missing and reported missing the next day from her family on April 2nd. So there you go. She went to meet him for coffee, and that's what happens. Wow, man. Wow. It's an eternal fight, by the way, isn't it? Radio versus TV, voice versus that. If you are familiar with Vox versus what, Alistair? If you aren't familiar with Vox or Alistair, they are characters from. Oh, okay. No, I'm not. Thank you for that. No, radio and TV pretty much together. It's fighting against the wannabe people that get on here and say, we all could talk. We all could have a podcast. Some housewife won't have a podcast. Or some guy would have a podcast because he's mad at everybody. Television has right now. Then they go, the moon's in front of the sun. It's going to blow up the world. Yeah. Anyway, this is sad about this situation with this young lady. Never did. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. We are currently right now, ladies and gentlemen, holding at 58 degrees top temperature. This time brought to you by the wonderful people at Southern States Bank. Banking made easy. Southern States Bank made it easy right here in East Alabama, West Georgia. You are listening to us in East Alabama, West Georgia. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Banking made easy. It's the one, the only Southern States Bank, personal, business, and more. Open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30 p.m. Lobby hours, 8 to 5, conveniently opened in the drive-thru. Get your banking done and do it well. All right, one more newsworthy note. A New Hampshire man on Thursday last week pleaded guilty to charges to crimes linked to the January 6th Capitol riot. Richard Zachary Ackerman, 22, of Selma, New Hampshire, pleaded guilty of a felony of ensuring a civil disorder and misdemeanor order on the Capitol and on the government property and more. He will be sentenced on July 25th. So there you go. Ellie, here's a big one as we get ready to head into the break. Baseball fans have got to understand this. They got to get this. They both control radio and TV industries and hell and hate each other than, oh, yeah, that's pretty true. GH25, they can't do like you do. Thank you, GH25. I appreciate that. Well, we the people will have to take it back, the radio people, for you, the everyday listener. LA Dodgers star Ohtani, his ex-interpreter, is finally being charged with stealing the $16 million in $16 million to cover his gambling debts. Now, not Ohtani's gambling debts, but his interpreter's gambling debts. Well, he stole $16 million to pay off debts because, you don't mess with boys named Gino and Knuckles, right? They'll be like, you owe us some money. And then Ohtani's interpreter be like, okay. I work for this baseball player who gets $153 billion. $153 million as a starting pitcher and of course star batter for the Dodgers. So I can pay you. Don't worry. Yeah, it needs to be paid off by this time, or else my friend here, I'm a nice guy, but my friend here, Knuckles, he's not. I think I saw that on the 902.1 episode. All right, guys, back in a moment. Stay with us. Good morning.
Can we come on in?
Yes, you can come in.
I'm Lauren.
Hey,
Nice to
Lauren.
meet you.
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
regional sales with Sandpiper.
Hey,
Nice to
Emily,
meet
nice to
you.
meet you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is very cool.
How you doing this morning?
I am doing good. It's just a little tired as always, but
Yeah. What time do you start in the morning?
yes, for me,
Yeah.
I go on at 7 a.m., so I have to be here by 5
Yeah, to get ready.
to get everything ready. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you do like news too, or do you have someone that like kind of correlates into that, or just do music?
I do news and sports and everything.
Yeah.
So we do a variety here.
So go Braves, big weekend.
That's
Braves.
right. The Braves. Yes.
I grew up in Georgia. I grew up in Alpharetta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is home.
Okay,
So
all
I was
right.
telling her, like, I live in South Carolina now, but nobody, like, Georgia's my blood.
I was born in Florence, South Carolina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. So
Y'all have a Buc-ee's now. Did you know that?
yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
of all the places to put it, I'm like, you put it in Florence, but I get it. It's going to take
I know it was small, and then the family moved to Conway.
Oh, yeah.
We were out because my dad worked on the beach. So a lot of
Oh.
those buildings that were built back in the day, my dad worked for the construction
That's
site that
amazing.
built them.
Yeah.
So we ended up moving to East Alabama when we were for family here
Yeah.
from there. So East Alabama, Georgia, and then I traveled the country doing different over the years doing radio. I was in Las Vegas, been here,
Wow.
Columbus, Georgia. So
Oh, yeah.
a buddy of mine owns the station. When we moved back from Vegas, he said, I got a station in Newnan, Georgia, go up there and do it. And we were just all 70s music, 70s rock music at the time. And then I just went out and the community started building the station. So they wanted local programs. So we have local women programs on.
That's amazing.
Inspirational programming, sports talk during the day, music. And then I just do a morning.
Have you ever worked with Hearts at Teal? Do you know Kimberly? Has she ever come? She's a big ovarian cancer organization.
I have not. I would love to.
Huge. I'm really involved in that, but she's like got a huge one. City of Hope sponsors her. Like it's big.
Oh, I know City of Hope.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. And I'm excited. Emily set this up with you. She's amazing.
Yes, I'm glad. She sent a message to the email, and I was like, hey, yeah, I'd love to talk with you.
Yeah, we're really grateful for you. So.
No problem.
We'd love for you to come tonight if you can.
I'll see if it's what I can do.
Thursday.
Or Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. Oh, Thursday.
I'm so used to doing this. Like last time I did one of these, it was the day of.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. What time on Thursday?
12 to 2.
Yes.
Noon?
Yep, it's at noon. So you might, I don't know if you're still on the radio, but we're having, what's the barbecue you got?
Dunk's Barbecue.
Dunks? Do you know Dunks?
Yeah, he's right up the street.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
good.
Rock Salt Milk Bar is doing ice.
Right down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we ate at Garlic last night, and then
Oh.
we tried to go to Rock Salt, but they're closed Monday. I
Yeah,
was
they
so
are.
excited to try it.
It was awesome.
Well, they'll be open today, I think.
Yeah, we'll probably go by. And then we have, so, it's funny because being from Georgia, I especially I grew up on the Chattahoochee River, all that. So Alan Jackson was everything to my childhood. Like that was my childhood. That was
This
our
is his
music.
hometown.
Well, exactly. So what we did, and I knew that. And so when we were talking about a theme, I was like, you know what? Let me just look. I wonder if there's like an Alan Jackson impersonator. And we found one to come.
Really?
He's like, looks just like him, like sounds like he was going to perform. Because I was like, we need to do a special guest. Like people will go crazy because Newnan knows Alan Jackson.
Yes.
He always talks about where I come from. Like this is where he comes from. So if you're going to open a business here, correlate it to someone that's correlated with the
Right.
area.
We'll
So
walk
it's really
around the
cool.
corner here.
I saw the mural.
Did you see that? Okay.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yes.
But this guy's pretty cool. Like you'll have to come meet him. I mean, he thinks he's Alan Jackson.
Then that's fine. That's fine. There's actually a young man that lives down the street here.
Oh, tell me he's also Alan Jackson. Okay.
No, he's kin to Alan Jackson.
Oh, really?
And then Alan Jackson's cousin also works at the funeral home up here.
Well, if you
one of
know
his
them, tell
guys.
them to come. They probably
I will tell them.
They probably get a kick out of this guy because I'm telling you, he travels like all over the
Oh
nation
my God.
doing
Yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah.
and he
When I
sounds like what's his name? What is
His name is Doug Bruin. When I set him up, I was like, oh, we're doing this thing and we want, Alan Jackson there. And he's like, okay, well, I've got a drummer I can fly in from Ohio and so. So like when he does the whole bit, I mean, he takes it all the way. He's got
That's
a whole
awesome.
production.
And don't let us stop you. Like if you have to.
Okay.
Run, but
No problem.
I want to show you this guy. Like it's hilarious. He does like all the Legends shows. Here he is here. So I'm excited. Like, what did I do? Oh yeah, here I'm gonna turn this off. So you can do that.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning to everybody tuning in here. We got some great guests coming up in period number 2 this morning. Also in the final period, Shane B and I are going to be speaking about the top 10 movies from over the box office weekend and tell you what's going on with there. He's going to give you what's hot and not on Hulu, Netflix, and even Roku. Yeah, that's right. Some of us have that too now. And we'll talk about all the top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not. And the big one is what happened this past weekend. What did you guys think of the movie Civil War? 17% of you said it was good and powerful. 4% are saying it's kind of scary. And then finally, 78% of you say you haven't seen it yet. I had an opportunity to see it, and it's not quite as scary as people think it is. And it's not quite as politically divided. I think if you go back and watch the old Tom Hogan's Heroes, this probably had more political there than this movie. So check it out, guys. Tell me what you think. We'll talk more about it this morning with Shane B. But we'll have Everhome Suites with us in the next period. So get ready for that big event coming up this week. So we're going to talk about that for you in just a few moments. We welcome you back in. We got to say congratulations to some winners to the finals coming up this week. The Columbus River Dragons are in the FBHL's first round playoffs this coming up Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, if they need that game on Saturday. The Mississippi Seawolves play hosted them Wednesday night. And Friday night, we'll have tickets. Actually, we gave away a 6-pack to Bob Bryant, who's going to be at the Columbus Civic Center, Columbus, Georgia. Check it out, the and crew over there. And the River Dragons biting for another go this season, and we're going to be pulling for them all the way through next weekend as well. So congratulations to Bob Brown from Waste for winning that. We got you guys' tickets there at the Columbus Civic Center. So he's got himself a 6-pack tickets. And then, of course, whatever else they're going to get there for themselves. Congratulations to Bob Brown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple of about before we head into period number 2. About 10 minutes away from the top of the hour we're holding at. We're currently 58 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, gooey things at all. Mike on the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what's going on. The Cleveland Browns have now reconstructed Nick Chubb's contract, lowering his money back so that the running back's not making as much as he was, so they can get that salary cap during the offseason. You get more NFL news weekdays from 12 to 5 right here with our best sports lineup in the business. Tune in for the Rod Peterson Show today. NHL, the only NHL show in Atlanta. It's WQEE's very own Rod Peterson from 12 to 2, and he's worldwide, of course, and we're lucky enough to have him. From 2 to 3, it's the Sports Beat with Richard Heldreth, and 3 to 5, Braves Country Radio with Matt McGee and Armchair Quarterbacks, the best sports lineup in the business. They'll give you everything going on from the world of basketball, baseball, to even the Caitlin Clark being the first-round pick in the WNBA last night. So there you go. We're going to take a break. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We got great guests coming up here. Get ready. We're going to have Everhome Suites with us. We're going to be having a good time, and we're going to find out about some things going on this week, and you're going to really enjoy this. So stay right there. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. You were in lockdown with us this morning. We're going to let you out for the penalty box this go around. 3 periods of nonstop play. Thank you, ABC. Good morning to you there on the YouTube page. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Be part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're back here in a moment. We'll kick off period number 2 right after this.
Where'd she end up getting drafted to?
Huh?
Where did she end up getting drafted to?
I had it wrote down.
I don't remember. I heard it on the news this morning that she got drafted, but I couldn't remember.
I can't remember. I saw it.
Where it was. Yeah, it was on.
It is.
It was that game. That game started off so good, and then the end, it just. I mean, I was glad. Of course, I wanted South Carolina, but
yes,
it was such a good game in the beginning. Like I'm not a huge basketball person, but I started like the women's basketball is so much more intense. Like it is so good.
It's according to all my sports guys, it's more competitive than the men's.
Probably.
And so it's really kind of my guys keep up. I've got 3 different sports shows that keep up with all the sports. Yeah. So they don't all talk about the same thing all day, so it's not boring.
Yeah.
I got an NHL guy.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he's from Canada, lives in Florida. Right up the road from the Florida Panthers.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, he's one of the reasons they're thinking about bringing a hockey team back here.
I remember I was telling someone the other day, I used to go to the Thrashers games. And I remember I dated a guy in college whose dad was like something in Atlanta. So he would get like floor seats and like really close seats. And I remember, I'll never forget, I don't remember the hockey game, but I remember we sat right behind Jeff Francoeur and Brian McMahon, and that's all. And I got to take pictures with them, and that's all I could remember about that Thrashers game.
That's the thing right there. Celebrities are going to show up to stuff here in Atlanta, and that's why. Now Colorado's moving to Utah.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
It's going to take over oh wow, that's interesting.
Because they're not doing too well in Colorado, so. Yeah. But so they're moving there. And Atlanta's we're going to get a chance to possibly get
something. Wish we could get the Thrashers back. That was fun.
I don't know what they're going to name them.
Yeah.
But
we're always a bird, I feel like.
I'm pretty sure we're all going to get something.
That's exciting. That's great.
But I don't know exactly what it's going to be.
Okay. So So you're a big Braves fan?
We are Braves fans. We support everybody here.
We need to get you a Georgia Southern hat. That's where I went to school.
Really?
Yeah.
This is so weird. Everything's so weird. Actually, Georgia Southern, somebody from Georgia Southern actually called the station, want to put Georgia Southern on the station.
The radio,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, our football following, you wouldn't expect, and we have the USC coach right now, which is like
I know.
insane. I've had season tickets for years, and so we go. My husband went to Georgia. We both went to Georgia Southern, and so,
Right.
You would get, because there's a lot of stations people can't listen to it, and they
Oh, I
get really
know.
upset. Like, because up in Atlanta too, they don't broadcast it. Those games.
We just
big.
got so many schools in Georgia. Yeah. And actually, I think I'm working with them next season.
Awesome.
Yes.
You would get, because even people in this area, you get a lot of people that went to school there. It's becoming really big.
Oh yeah, it's there's a house right up the street here, Georgia Southern's.
All the stuff, yeah, we
Because
love it.
because they're I think their daughter goes there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we have a lot of them here.
You definitely do.
It's just but yeah, my 2:00 guy that does sports from 2 to 3, he keeps up with all local stuff.
Yeah.
So Georgia Southern, college, all this.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so it's
That's awesome.
yeah.
Emily, come sit over here. You don't have to be far away.
No, Brandon's gonna come in any second.
Okay.
That way he can,
So Emily's from Virginia. She's our fresh little. She just graduated college last year,
Yeah.
right? I told
Uh-oh.
you,
Me
she's.
too, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't even remember. That was a long time ago for me.
But my dad actually grew up here in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, he grew up in Smyrna. He
Okay.
went to Campbell High School.
I know.
And then went to UGA for college. So I grew up being a Dogs fan.
So you're a bulldog.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you heard Nick Chubb. I didn't realize they were extending him.
Yeah.
And poor Stetson Bennett, that guy. He's
Oh,
gonna
we
be.
have a cat named Stetson.
Do you really?
That was after the
poor-
first national championship. We were getting a new cat. My dad was like, it's either going to be Stetson or Kirby. Like, pick one.
It's
Well,
like-
that's been he's been the talk around here after he left, that when before Kirk Cousins come in for Atlanta,
I don't know how I
that's who
feel
they
about
wanted.
that.
That's who
Stetson
people want.
Bennett.
That's who everybody
I
wanted.
feel like he's kind of. I mean, he's a great, but I wonder if he's a liability. It
Yeah,
sounds
he's
like.
got to be a liability.
He's like, what's Johnny? He's like another Johnny Manziel. I feel like kind of. He's just got to get his stuff together.
But people in Georgia love him so much, it
I know.
doesn't matter. Go out there and mess up Stetson.
I
We
know,
don't
they
care.
We love you.
Yeah.
We
Brock
love-
Bowers is my son's
Did you-
hero right now. He loves Brock Bowers. It's his
Oh
favorite.
yes, my 2:00 guy. His favorite team. He's originally from the West Coast, so that's his team.
Oh,
Yeah,
The 49ers?
yeah.
Oh, I am a diehard. So I was talking Brock Bowers for Georgia, but Brock Purdy. So it's funny you bring up the Niners. I'm a diehard
Yeah,
Niners
yeah.
fan. Well, it's funny because I literally, I have a 49ers tag on my car. I went to the NFC Championship game last year. I cried at the Super Bowl this year. Like I have a bar in my house and it's all 49ers. Like I am a diehard 49ers fan. My daddy's.
You guys tell Richard that he's gonna want to come hang out. Just you guys tell Richard that.
Yeah.
And his wife will want to come hang out. But yeah, so wow,
That's funny.
it's a small world. You never thought when she contacted me, I didn't know I was gonna meet some people that actually had connections to the state.
Yeah, definitely. No, I know because living in South Carolina, people don't realize like Georgia's my home, but
Right.
where my brother's still up here. He's in Woodstock.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Which is awesome. Did you have someone on there? Is there?
This is I'm on YouTube Live too.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a bunch of streams up for the station too.
Okay.
Do you have a link or something? My parents like to listen in.
Yeah. If you can go and find WQEE the Key on Facebook,
Okay.
the links, there'll be a link right there for us. WQEE Key on Facebook, and kill us, but you won't be able to add me as a friend because I got
Yeah.
too many friends on there. But you'll you can find it. There'll be in every one of those news stories that are up there. Everything's up there. You'll be able to click on it.
Okay, and then it's all live. And then this is what they can listen to live too. I found this.
That is the one. That's the best. One of the best ones. That's on this one. This is YouTube, and then I'm also on Spreaker, which sends me out onto 25 different apps and everything. But Spreaker is my personal one for the radio, for my show, RyanORadio show. But so and everything. But the YouTube pages are for the one you found. If she finds it too,
I found it.
that's the Spreaker, not the Spreaker, but the radio station one link right
I
now.
just sent it to you, Lauren.
You did. Thank you. I'm sending the link to Jim and Tiffany. And thank you.
All right, let me pull up rid of this. What's up, Cooling Programs? Good morning to you.
So how you like being back in Georgia from Vegas? Different?
It's definitely different. We've been here about 7 years. We've been, and running the station about that long. Wife and I moved back here for family, and so a buddy of mine on the station and just come over and took it over and started doing our thing. And yeah, I've enjoyed Newnan. Newnan is big enough. It's small enough to be hometown, and it's big enough to be Atlanta without,
It's so charming, this little downtown area.
Yes. You can go towards Ashley Park and be a big city. Go even further down, be big city. Stay over here, go this direction and be small town.
Love it.
It's in Vegas it was good for what it was. I was out there doing radio and music and stuff, but just my favorite part was when we moved to Boulder City, where the Hoover Dam is.
Oh wow!
So that basically that was a great place, a small town.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was. So, but got a chance to move back here and just enjoying being back in the Georgia area.
Nothing like the South.
Nope, that's true. Nothing like it. The weather was great out there, but I'm sure you had
A lot of water.
a lot of water.
Mhm.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's home advice.
Makes sense. You're an Auburn fan if you lived in Columbus. I understand that now.
Yeah, I put that up. I'm an Auburn guy, but we got more Georgia and Alabama fans, and actually a lot of Georgia Tech fans around here. So.
All Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street.
The live, can they listen back on the live, or once it's done, it's done? They have to listen to YouTube. They have to listen to it while it's going on, right? They can't go back.
Well, this they'll be able to go back and listen to it. They'll be able to find it online because I'm recording the show live too on my Spreaker. And once I go off at 10, my show goes live and you can download the whole show.
But the YouTube they can listen to right now.
Yeah, and they can go back and watch it live at later.
Okay.
The YouTube you can watch later.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. We're live, but we also, they can listen live now. But then if they don't get a chance, they can go back and.
Great. We'll send that to them. It's the link I sent them, I think. They said they have to download an app.
Is Newnan's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services.
That's strange.
Except for this one, this streaming one, the WQEE.
That's strange. That should be free.
Yeah, let me tell them to check it out.
Or follow us on Facebook.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hey, sports fans, weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, drive time on WQEE, Braves Country's and Southern Sports Talk Show.
Did it do it to you too?
What's going on? Let's see. Let me put this in here.
That's a serious note.
There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily reach one of those agents by going to marmac.us and tell them the Mark White Show sent you. On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gann of Cooking with Brenda Gann in Andalusia, Alabama.
I taught for 25 years, and I taught, well, the first place I ever taught was elementary school, and that is in Northwood, Alabama.
Brandon said he'll be here in 15 minutes.
Awesome. So we don't have to, I mean, if we can't, we don't have to wait on them. Like, whatever. I know you have a time schedule, but if we do, then we do. But if not,
Okay.
I think that'd be great. If we could, if not, I understand you've got time stuff set up in the slot. So we'll handle our invitations after this.
To find out more about Cooking with Brenda Gann, follow Cooking with Brenda Gann on Facebook. Gann is spelled G-A-N-T-T. Be sure to follow Mark White Show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to Mark White Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts. This is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele. All right, we're gonna do it once more. And this time, no mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to see you. Good morning. Good morning to you. When the band begins to play, the stars are shining bright.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are still going. It's the second period of nonstop play in sports and entertainment and more. Stay with us. Great guests coming up this hour. You're tuned into your favorite radio show. You're in lockdown with yours truly. Let's go ahead and get it kicked off with Triple H. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of most, the one, the only, Ryan Neal, and of course, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations in East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE to Key, home of Southern sports and inspirational talk. We got a lot more in store for you coming up this hour. Great guest. We're going to be feeling a little at home this morning, if you may. That's all coming up this hour. Also coming up we're going to also talk a little bit of movie reviews. But first, to our haters out there, listen up to what we got to say. That's right. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us here this morning. About 12 minutes past the hour. Current conditions outside is 58 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Southern States Bank, and making banking easier. Personal banking and business here in East Alabama and West Georgia. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary, and we'll take a look at that traffic a little later on this hour. First, we got a special guest in the studio this morning. Let's get you. I should have got your mic on there ready for you. We got a special guest in the studio this morning, representing Everhome Suites. Who do I have with me this morning?
Good morning. I am Heldreth. I'm the regional sales manager for Sandpiper Hospitality, and we have Emily Crawford here with us with Sandpiper Hospitality as well.
All right. Well, we'll appreciate having you guys with us here this morning. And yes, we're gonna bring her on over. Let's see, get her all set up there and everything. So
well, thank you for having us this morning.
Thank you. We'll appreciate you guys being with us this morning. And let's talk a little bit about, before we talk anything about what you guys' events going on this week, all that, and talk about what kind of hotel you are. Let's talk about you guys, who you are, and how you got involved with Everhome Suites and this organization. How did you get involved?
Sure, absolutely. So I have been with Sandpiper Hospitality for about 4 years now, but I started my career in the hotel business. Oh gosh, almost 14 years ago.
Wow.
So super excited to be with such an amazing company and to be a part of this great grand opening for a brand that is going to be the first of its kind on the East Coast. So we're really, really excited to bring this to Newnan, Georgia. It's a big deal, and we feel very to be a part of it.
Excellent. And Emily, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Emily Crawford, and I am the corporate sales manager for Sandpiper Hospitality, which is a fancy way of saying that I have my foot in a little bit of everything for Sandpiper. They've got me on a lot of these grand openings that are popping up, and I will say this one has been super fun to do because we've got a lot of special things in store.
Sounds good. We're going to get into it now. Tell us about this event taking place on Thursday.
Sure. So super excited about it. So Choice Hotels, International, Turnstone Group, and Sandpiper Hospitality will all be together with some special guests. We're really excited to have special guests there for the grand opening of the Everhome Suites. It's going to be at noon on Thursday, and we will have an official ribbon cutting with the chamber at 12:45. We'll also follow that with a celebration of the hotel. We're going to have a special guest. We're tying the roots back to Alan Jackson in Newnan, Georgia. So we have entertainment by an Alan Jackson impersonator. At Doug Broom. So super excited to get our country on in the Everhome Suites and celebrate just a really big deal to the area and to our brand.
Well, you're really in the right place to get your country on right here in Newnan. For sure,
right.
I'll tell you that. They do love it here. And Alan Jackson, I know you saw the mural of him downtown. So yeah, he's really loved. So
we're excited. We want to bring it home. So the Everhome Suites is all about that home sweet home, being able to come back to a place when you are working or away from where
Right.
your heart is, which is your home. So Everhome is the embodiment of that. You don't have to change your daily routine.
Right.
There is amenities like laundry on site, full kitchens
Yes.
with all of our beautiful suites. We have barbecue grills, and you can really keep the nature of your heart and your home at the Everhome.
Sounds good. Now this is that kind of hotel, what kind of hotel it is, and what is an extended stay hotel. Now I know what one is, but some of my listeners out there may not.
Sure, absolutely. So some features that make us different is that we're attractive to long stay guests, which is what makes us an extended stay. And
Okay.
that's by having things like spa style bathrooms, movable workstations, full size closets, and of course additional storage and those full kitchen suites.
Right.
There's also the laundry on site. So basically an extended stay means that you can stay somewhere comfortably and have
Mhm.
apartment-like amenities
Right.
at a hotel property.
Right. Wow. That's I had one. I stayed on an extended stay out in Las Vegas. We did that and enjoyed it and everything because you had everything right there. The kitchen was in, the bedrooms, it was a small apartment, but I think from what you guys have, it's a little bit bigger than some of the ones I've seen in the past.
Absolutely. The Everhome is a beautiful property. And being an extended stay guest means that also when you stay at a property like that, you get a better price for booking longer term stays. So the longer you stay, the less you pay. So we're super excited to offer that. And you also don't have to change the routine at home.
Yes. And I know that we have in this area, we definitely have a lot of people come in, do a lot of construction, and they're here for months on end. And instead of just staying in a hotel 2-bed, you got to go down there and get some kind of snack out of the snack machine. Well, what you guys have is a home-like environment.
Right. Absolutely. You can keep the amenities of home. You can cook, especially when you're on the road a long time. There's nothing better than a home-cooked meal.
Exactly. Well, what kind of guests do you usually see in an extended stay hotel?
All different kinds of guests. People usually who are moving homes or getting construction done at their house, patients of different hospitals, or workers that are working on construction projects in the area. And also specific to Newnan, we partner with the City of Hope Cancer Center, and we have patients that are either going through treatment or visiting those patients and their family. And that is a very near and dear organization to us. We partner with them by doing a give back and
Right.
really making sure that these patients and their families are comfortable during their stay. It's very important to us.
Well, you were telling me off the air how you were close to this City of Hope. Let's talk how come you're that close to it? How come it's so close to your heart?
Oh, sure. Thank you for asking. I always will love to talk about that. I lost my mom to ovarian cancer about 7 years ago and have been very, very involved in the organization. And my heart goes out to the families that are going through the journey. And so anything that we can do to help be a part of that journey with those families and those patients that are really just coming together and putting their hearts on the line to get through this to us. So absolutely, that ties back to what I went through with my mother and watching her strength and the strength of so many others that I've met along the way.
Yes.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, no problem. We always love to talk about things and see this is what makes businesses be part of a community, is actually being able to say, hey, we're doing this is what we're part of. And for people out there that want to work within or even come stay at your extended stay, they want to know the real people. They want to know the people behind it. And just let everybody know in this area that's listening, and I know some of our Alabama listeners, everybody throughout the different areas, she is originally from Georgia.
That's right. I'm a Georgia girl.
She's a Georgia girl.
And Emily's got ties to Georgia too.
And Emily's got ties to Georgia too. She's a Bulldog, so.
That's
I am. Go dogs.
All right, see there.
You heard it there.
All right, well, now everybody's turning their cars around trying to go to the extended stay because she said go Dogs. But I tell you, we're going to talk a little bit more about what you guys are going to be doing in the Newnan community here in just a few moments. But I want to ask you this, Emily. Yeah. How did you get involved or decide this is something you want to do? You're just getting out of college.
Yes.
Which means you're just starting your life while the rest of us are, on the other side of it. You're part of the newer generation that's going to be taking over and, going towards the future. So what made you decide to go into this industry?
So I graduated from Virginia Tech in the spring of 2022, so about 2 years now, which time flies, wow.
Wow.
And I found hospitality actually at the Hospitality Career Fair that Virginia Tech puts on every, I believe it's in February. And I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself after I graduated.
Like most of us.
Yeah, and I was a communications major, so I did not have a major in hospitality, but I connected with some of the recruiters from Sandpiper at that career fair. And it just clicked. They saw something in me. I had the hunger and the passion to help people and be in the hospitality industry. And from there, I came on as part of the apprenticeship program. So it's been a really great experience. And, you know, just the people that I've met, yourself, and the mentors that I've had, like Lauren and everyone back at the corporate office, it's been a really great experience. And, you know, getting to help out with events like this, it's more than I could have ever dreamed of for myself.
That is awesome. I always love to find out and see the future. And I know you've got a 5-year plan and everything now that you're with this corporation. And thank you for reaching out to us. When you reached an email out to me, I was like, you know, she knows who I am. What? Hey, we come talk to him? Like, sure, why not?
Absolutely.
Well, what should the Newnan community be excited about? Or why should the Newnan community be excited about this hotel, Lauren?
Absolutely. So there's a few things, but one of the things to be most excited is it's a great hotel option. And it's going to serve the community. We've talked about how we want to tie back to the community, whether that's through our theme, through our Give Backs with City of Hope. Also, our ownership group at the hotel, Turnstone Group, is very, very involved in the community, also in the Newnan area. And really exciting is, like we talked about, the Give Back. Choice Hotels is going to donate $2,000 to the hospital at the event. And then annually, 1% of earnings that the property does will go back to the City of Hope Cancer Center. So that's tied back to the community. That's what home is, right?
Yeah.
With the Everhome.
I sure do love that and everything. So what is near the hotels?
Sure. So the address of the property is 67 Diplomat Parkway. We sit right behind Walmart Supercenter.
Yep.
Over there. And it's a great opportunity to plug in also to our Woodspring Suites, which is directly across the street, which is even more budget friendly. So you are going to be right in the center of Newnan. There's shopping, restaurants that you can walk to, and we sit tucked away just enough that you can have a quiet night's sleep, but close enough to walk to all of the pleasures of the area.
Definitely so. And I know where those pleasures are. Everybody loves that area. And having you guys with us this morning has been an honor. So anything else you'd like to speak of before we let you get back to it? And let's talk a little bit about Thursday and everything.
Yeah, well, Emily has done a phenomenal job with our team putting this event together. So I'm going to let you talk a little bit about the vendors that are coming, because we are so excited to have everybody in the community out there and enjoy these wonderful food and drink options that we have.
Yeah, it's been so much fun putting this together and learning even more about the Newnan community. We've got some really great businesses that are helping us out with the event. We're going to have Rock Salt Ice Cream.
Woo-hoo!
Bring their ice cream cart. I've heard excellent things.
I think the flavor of choice.
Yes. We've got a couple different flavors picked out, so we're very excited to have them. We're also going to have Dunk's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited about them as well. And then, of course, Doug Bruin is going to be performing as our Alan Jackson impersonator.
Right.
Yes. And then, as Lauren mentioned, for each tour of the property, Choice Hotels will be donating $25 up to $2,000 back to City of Hope. So we're super excited about that. Very grateful for Choice Hotels for helping us out with City of Hope.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you guys being with us this morning. Lauren, anything else you'd like to add? I know very busy morning, and you guys are going to enjoy Newnan for a few days here. And
yes, sir. And we're excited to be a part of the community and welcome this brand, the first of its kind, like I mentioned, on the East Coast.
Right.
So everyone, please come out and join us from 12 to 2 on Thursday at 67 Diplomat Parkway to celebrate the grand opening of the Everhome Suites and show you a little bit of Home Sweet Home.
There you go. And that just reminded me, where is the other suite like this?
So there are some options. This brand is really starting to populate across the United States. First of its kind. So as far as the East Coast goes, we are the first here. Coast is the best coast.
There
so
you go.
We can't wait to get this up and going.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you being with us this morning. We're going to let you guys go. I'm going to give you one more option. Anything else you'd like to add? Anything else that's on your mind? If you want to say any request or anything like that.
Well, we are open for business, so come out and check us. If you can't make the grand opening, please come out and check us out. We'd love to have you for a stay. And as always, you're welcome to reach out at any time. And I do have a request for you. I'm an Aerosmith girl, so if you want to play, I'll be more than overjoyed.
We'll see what we can do for you. Anything. And you know, Black Crows, don't
I
you?
saw them. I saw their last show before they canceled back in September. In
Right.
New York,
So they're back out there.
can't wait.
There you go. Emily?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's making this event possible, and thank you, Ryan, for having us on this morning. It's been awesome so far being part of the Newnan community, and we're just excited for this hotel. We're excited to be part of the community, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for helping us out with the event as well.
Excellent. Well, guys, make sure you go out this Thursday. Once again,
67 Diplomat Parkway from 12 to 2, ribbon cutting at 12:45 at the Everhome Suites.
thank you, Emily. Thank you, Laura. And we appreciate you being with us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
Ryan.
Back in a moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
Well, we appreciate that. So we'd love to see you if you can come out.
Yes.
We'd love to have you.
Yes.
Feel free if you want to broadcast live, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know that there is going to be a lot of national coverage on this because
Okay.
Choice is coming in internationally, the brand. So big deal there. Turnstone Group, they have a lot of ties back to Newnan. They actually own a majority of land here. They're putting a park back into Newnan that they're donating. So a really big tie back. But we'd love to have you. And,
Yes.
as far as that coverage, there is going to be a lot of national
Excellent.
coverage there. So
Excellent.
yeah. Thank you so much for letting us. And
Thank
if
you.
We'd
Thank
love
you.
for you to come try out the Everhome Suites. Maybe you can come sometime. We'll comp a room for you, and you can let us know how you like it, and maybe talk a little bit about it on
Okay.
there. We would love that.
Yeah,
All right. Sounds like a plan.
thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
So nice to meet you, and I can't wait for George Southern to come on your station.
Yes. That's what we're going to do.
This is so fun.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Have a great one.
You do the same. Pete, you're there? There you go.
Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those runners, quitters, groovy things at all. Michael the Groove can exterminate and lay the smack down for you.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Listen to the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. on WQEE
All right.
99.1 FM The Key. If you are a sports fan,
I do not know what is going on with one of my links.
we cover Columbus River Dragons, Columbus Rapids, Columbus Lions, Columbus Chattahoochee, Columbus State Cougars, and Lady Cougars. The high school football and basketball action in the Chattahoochee Valley. If you have a sports question or would like to be a guest, you could always message me on my Twitter page or Facebook page, Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge.
Hi, this is Art Suriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newnan, Georgia.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. What's up, sports nuts, inmates, and much, much more? Hey. I appreciate every one of you guys being with us this morning. Yes, it's about 31 minutes past the hour. You're currently 58 degrees in time and temperature, brought to you by this time Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Newnan. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, and gooey things at all. Michael the Group can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. Coming up, we're going to be announcing a big date for Blackberry Smoke. Going to be honoring the late, great Brent Turner, the drummer that passed away last month due to a disease that he had and a tumor. And we'll talk more about that, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be having a special event. Is the internet wanting to act up this morning or something? Because mine's not acting up here. On another one, Sweetly says they're all good over where you're at. I can hear you. Up in Canada, they're good. I don't know what's going on with one of the radio station ones is messed up. One of the radio station speeds are messed up. It's always got to be something, right? Whether it's somebody bleeding in over us from another town or something going on here. Always got to be something going on. Woo-wee. All right, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Still to come, we got top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not, and everything that's going on for you, and all of you that are tuning in this morning. All right, let's jump into a couple other things. WWE has reportedly come to terms with the departure of a 2019 WWE Hall of Famer, Warrior Awards winner, Sue Atkinson. The longtime director of communication relations has been released from the company after 38 years. She is credited with partnerships with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Other longtime employees are shocked by the departure and can't believe she's gone. Endeavor is expected to make more fires like this or let goes like this to the point ever since the misconduct of Kennedy and McMahon. So there you go. Yeah, I don't understand. Must be my internet here. Must be my internet here. Right in the middle of everything. I don't understand what's going on. It says it's connected. Connecting. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so some of the longtime WWE employees will possibly be leaving the company. Yeah, there you go. Possibly leaving the company, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think they want anybody around the original McMahon era. So, I mean, they were like, what about Triple H? Well, Paul Levesque's different. He may be the son-in-law, but, he's in that position. He's doing a good job right now. So I think they're going to be getting rid of some of the long-term employees who have been around for 38 years. Fried chicken. Or free chicken. Okay, I know it says fried chicken. Ooh. Yes, we want our data to mess up. We want it to mess up there. That's what we're doing. 35 minutes past the hour. Currently 58 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into a couple more newsworthy notes for you. Yeah, we'll get a couple of them. Wrestling for last night's Raw. I want to jump into that right quick before we do some more entertainment news. I know I'm ready for movie reviews. I am too. Shane will be joining us in the final period. What's up, Gail? Finally, about time you got here. It's about time you got here. WWE's been teasing kind of a return of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. And I think that one of the former Eric Rowland got re-signed with the WWE. I think we're going to have a new version of the Wyatt family. Alexa Bliss is coming back after, she's been out a while after her and her husband, had Ryan Contraband, I guess how you say his name. He's a singer, had a child. So Alexa Bliss is coming back. She worked with the one, the only, the Wyatts. They were expected to be the Wyatt Six. So we'll see who's going to come back for the new Wyatt family. Yes. Last night in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, was Raw is WWE. Can't call it war anymore. Sheamus made his return and defeated Ivar. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in other news, my YouTube and Facebook acting wacky. Well, glad to know that we're not the only ones, Gail. Thank you for letting me know, sister. All right, Rhea Ripley come out. She had to retire the title because she got injured. And so she's going to be out for a while with this injury to the arm. They're going to crown a new women's champion, WWE women's champion, world women's champion on Raw. We got new world tag team champions on WWE as the Raw titles were taken away and new titles were presented to Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz. And then there was a tag team match with DIY winning the number one contendership over New Day to go against Awesome Truth. On Raw, of course. India Hartwell and Candice LeRae win their match in a tag team match. Andrade against Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough beside him defeated Dominic as they continued their feud on Raw. He did the Canadian Destroyer. Liv Morgan was backstage where was the symphony? She was asking why wasn't everybody on her side and feeling bad for her when her shoulder was out of socket when she was on the shelf for 8 months. This is karma. Rhea got what she deserves because Rhea did it to her. So suppose she did it to her. This isn't the end of the revenge to her. I will be the women's world champion. Yeah. Cody Rhodes thanks Seth Rollins for being his shield at WrestleMania. Cody brought out Jey Uso. Cody said, you helped me at WrestleMania. You'll get ready for Wrestle Finn Balor. You know the rest of the Judgment Day is going to be around. I would love to have your back. Jay said, I appreciate it, but I'm going to do this on my own and going on to be world champion. Cody said, okay, and they hug. Jey Uso defeated Finn Balor. I know you get a little this excitement from last night. It's not very much. Of course, the Judgment Day do their thing. Damian Priest is the world champion. Damian Priest got in the ring, raised his world title. Dominic Mysterio and Jay McDonough attacked Jay from behind and kicked out of the ring. Jay super kicked Dominic, and they got into it. Threw JD into Balor, ran into the crowd, and then Sami Zayn came out. Sami Zayn said, I saw my first show in this arena 25 years ago, and he stood in front of the crowd. So he had a match later on against the Intercontinental Champion. So that's pretty much it. And, of course, he defended the Intercontinental title against Gable and defeated him later on. So congratulations. That's about it. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to talk movies here. What did you think about the Civil War movie? Good and powerful? Sheamus won his first match. He returned. He's a face now on Raw, and he won the first match last night. He's back after being on Gail on leave for a while. 15%. Good and powerful 15%. Scary gets 4%. Haven't seen yet, 81%. That's what you're saying about the Civil War movie. So there you go. All right, ladies and germs and boys and girls. We're going to talk movies up here in just a few. So let's go ahead and go to a break. And when you and I return, I don't understand what's going on with my computer. You're supposed to press the button and the music's supposed to automatically. Sheamus is one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm glad he returned. Sheamus! All right, when we return, talk a little bit more movies and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. That's RyanORadio Penitentiary. Cruise is on. Oh. Hope you guys enjoyed today. Y'all say you guys are all saying the same thing about your YouTube. That is strange. Well, mine, everything, all my other internet's working, and I don't understand why one of my streams are not working.
As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. Women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Hey, Arnold here from Cowie to Force. Cowie to Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals.
That woman was, I didn't want to hurt that. I'm like,
Our
that's not.
services for no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowieforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste. The
I don't
best chicken
understand
around.
here.
Fish dinners open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street.
Good morning, Cher. How you doing? You're having thunderstorms.
Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams multi-founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, County and Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text KOK Newnan to 44321 to donate.
Tune in Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10:30 to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss exciting environmental news, ways to get involved locally, and we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet in their own unique ways. Be sure to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show every Thursday at 10 a.m.
You are listening to live Sports Talk, Sports and Entertainment Radio Show.
All right, we're coming back. Before we get ready for Shane. Ooh.
This is Dave Scott, host of Space Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people experiencing tremendous ghosts, UFOs, and monsters from the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Space Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1 FM. We're together, my friends.
On the night.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of the 45s Affair Radio Show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newnan, Georgia.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Want to thank Emily and Lauren with our friends at Everhome Suites, a brand new extended stay right here in the Metro Atlanta area of Newnan. We're going to be there on Thursday. I'm going to be there on Thursday for this event and everything. So we'll probably be there checking it out and seeing the open house and all that good stuff all over here. Big open house on Thursday. And I mean, lunch is provided by Dunks. You know, I got to be there for that. Starting at 12 noon on the Thursday, so we'll get into that. All right, ladies and germs, we appreciate you, and me, and everybody else for being on with the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Coming up, we're going to do movie reviews with Shane B. And the movie that I think we might get to talk about, I'm not sure if you got to see it yet, I did, was Civil War. What do you think of the movie Civil War? Good and powerful, 14% of you. Scary says 7% of you. And 79% of you said, I haven't seen it yet. You're probably still checking out Kong. You're probably still checking out Godzilla and Kong, the new empire, or Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. You're like, I don't want to watch this movie. It's going to be political. But it's not. It's not as what people think it is. I know it's a little scary, but I totally believe, just like I told everybody throughout this whole thing, I totally believe deep down that our people in society are not going to be like that in that movie. I just don't think it. I think for all of you that are like, hey, Americans, yeah, let me tell you something. As an American, I know we got big mouths. We'll argue. We'll fuss. We'll run our smack at each other. But we're not going to do each other the way that movie was trying to portray some of that stuff. That's not going to happen in real life. Before that happens, the person that you think would shoot somebody be the person to protect you from something else happening to you. So, like, man, you can come stay in my house, man. We got plenty of food. I was a prepper. In the South, especially in Georgia. Anything, if that really happened, which I think would never happen, Georgia would be its own state. It'd be its own country. It'd be all right. Everybody'd be fine here. They let people come in from Alabama and vice versa. It'd be all right. Go up to South Carolina. It'd be all right. We'd be like in that one little small town that you saw in that movie where everybody was ignoring the Civil War in that movie. If you guys hadn't seen it, that'd be the whole state of Georgia. I got to go to work tomorrow. I don't got time for this. There's a pretty big Civil War going on. Yeah, but I got a pretty big mortgage to pay, though. That's how we'd be thinking here. Oh, I got kids to feed, man. I don't care there's a Civil War going on. My kids got to go to school tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll probably talk about that in the next period. All right, let's see what else we got in store for you. K-pop star Pork Bo Ran dies at age 70. Beyonce's Cowboy Country hit the #1 chart in the U.S. this week. And ladies and gentlemen, a new Sony picture for the there's a new song for the Garfield movie that's coming out that features Keith Urban and Snoop Dogg on the same track. For shizzle, let's do it, Keith. Yo. Garfield's click as a cat. He's a cool cat. Garfield's a cool cat. Yeah, it's a cool cat. Meow, wow. Because, Keith Urban plays the hell out of that guitar. Garfield's a cool cat. The Garfield movie's coming out for you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you. Yeah. Sony Pictures released a music video for the Garfield movie with Keith Urban and Snoop Dogg. Wow. Oh. And guess what? For you true crime lovers out there. Guess what, you true crime lovers? Listen up. True crime movies back on LMA again. The Girl Locked Upstairs. The Taylor Cox story. And Behind the Headlines with Elizabeth Smart. Both debuting in the summer of 2024 on Lifetime. Yeah, yo, ha, yo. Snoop in the house for shizzle my zizzle and frizzle kizzle. Garfield's on the tizzle. I don't know. I'm trying to put picture Snoop Dogg with Keith Urban singing about Garfield. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Are you still on with me? Are you just like, oh, Ryan, the internet gremlins are getting us? Those internet gremlins today, they're watching your team. They're watching my team, the Braves baseball. Woohoo! This is Snoop Dogg says in the house, Garfield is the orange cat. He eats lasagna. Play guitar now. Keith Urban. I'm sorry I'm stuck on that. It's just hard to hear that both of them are together. I mean, Snoop is a Metallica fan because he said something about Metallica at WrestleMania a couple of weekends ago. Oh, you guys didn't know Snoop was a metalhead, did you? He raps. No, Snoop's a metalhead. He did like a rap version of a Metallica song when they did an Icon WWE when MTV did MTV Icons for Metallica, and so many people come out and performed. He went out there and performed kind of a piece out of one of their songs. I was like, I think it was Sad But True is what he did. I think it was really good the way he did it. He did it without music or anything. I was like, yeah, show him how to do it, Snoop. Everybody else had to practice. You just went out there and freestyled Sad But True. Say what you want to say about Snoop, but hey. All right, we're going to take a break. Back in a moment.
Programs yesterday. Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson didn't report as he seeks a contract extension, while Cowboys receiver CeeDee Lamb and linebacker Michael Parsons were also both absent. The West Player Tournament tips off tonight. Pelicans has the late take on the Warriors in Sacramento. Speaking of the Kings, top assistant Jordy Fernandez has reportedly emerged as the Nets' choice to become their next head coach. No surprise here, as the Indiana Fever selected Iowa star guard Caitlin Clark first overall in the WNBA draft. Baseball celebrated Jackie Robinson Day yesterday. Mike Trout smacked a go-ahead 2-run homer and a 5-run fifth to lift the Angels past the Rays. Michael Lorenzen tossed 5 scoreless against his former team in his season debut as the Rangers shut out the Tigers. That's sports. Ron Moss, NBC News Radio.
Listen to the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM The Key. If you are a sports fan in Columbus, it doesn't get any more local than the Sports Beat. We cover Columbus River Dragons, Columbus Rapids, Columbus Lions, Columbus Chattanooga, Columbus State Cougars and Lady Cougars, and all the high school football and basketball action in the Chattahoochee Valley. If you have a sports question or would like to be a guest, you can always message me on my Twitter page or Facebook page, Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
I heard you recently discovered a new COVID variant.
A new COVID variant, they remember Omicron? This is called another con. Thank you so much. It's Saturday Night Live, April 20th at the Coastal Grill, formerly House in Roswell, featuring
comedian Jim Gossett from the Bob Carson National Radio Show. It's a fun-filled night of comedy, impressions, and brand new parody songs. Joe hit God given to seven when he said, I say no John. He now faces that's Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call 678-829-SHOW. That's 678-829-SHOW.
So sweet. I'm only doing that if you're on the YouTube because I've got NWO music in the background. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we go through everything that we can go through. Our top 10 movies we're going to get into next hour. Here's our top 10 movies. I'm going to give you a list of them right quick. Suge at number 10. Shrek 2 at number 9, 1.35 million. The Long Game at number 8, 1.39 million. First Omen at number 7, 3.8 million. Monkey Man at number 6, 4.1 million. Doom Part 2 coming in at number 5, 4.3 million. Kong Klong Panda Kong at 5.5 million at number 4. 5.8 million is going to be Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And coming in at number 2, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire, 15.5 million. And 25.7 million was the number 1 movie over the weekend, Civil War. I got to check it out. I'm going to see if Shane did. I know he's got to have some other stuff. What's hot, what's not on Netflix, Hulu, and Roku. That's right. We'll talk all about that and more and what you got going on. So stay with us. The man himself, our movie man, is on the way. Movie reviews in the next period with Shane B. And that is on a Twisted Tuesday. Tomorrow morning is Weird Wednesday. We'll get weird with you. Got some weird and strange news. We'll get all that ready for you. We'll talk all about that. And coming up on Thursday, I'm going to try to make it out to this event for Everhome Suites. Want to thank Lauren and Emily for being with us this morning. So there you go. And we'll be back here in just a few moments on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You heard me right. I'm like, but Ryan, what are you doing? You know, Ryan, you're going to a break, Ryan. You can't go to a break, Ryan. That'll be too much like going to a break, Ryan. Stay tuned, more on the way. RyanORadio Penitentiary after this.
Doomsday has 8 offices throughout the state of Alabama. That includes Decatur, Hartsville, Coleman, Florence, Killen, Muscle Shoals, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily reach one of those agents by going to marmac.us and tell them the Mark White Show sent you. On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gant of Cooking with Brenda Gant in Andalusia, Alabama.
I taught for 25 years, and I taught, well, the first place I ever taught was Crestmont Elementary School, and that is in Northport, Alabama. I was in my early 20s, and that was before they limited the classroom size. I had 5 reading groups, if that tells you anything,
Wow.
second graders. And back then, you taught them everything. If they got it, you had to give it to them. There's a group of guys in my church that said, hey, we're going to pay you. We want you to do a cooking school thing, or a little cooking demonstration, whatever, for our wives. I said, look, y'all, I really don't have time. And I didn't. I did not have time. But one day I was in my kitchen. I was cooking for my family for Sunday lunch.
What the heck is going on?
I'll say lunch for you folks out there to do that. So I thought, you know, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold my phone up, and I'm going to make biscuits. And they're not going to see me, but they're going to watch my hand, and I'm going to show them out. And I did. And I put it on my little personal video page. It's my own little page. I had about 500 people on it, most of the church folks. And that thing went viral in 2 weeks. It was hitting 1 million views. So now my show on Cooking with Brenda Gant on Facebook it's right at 3 million. It's just a little bit shy of 3 million people. And so that's how it started. And it's just important for me for people to be able to cook from scratch.
To find out more about Cooking with Brenda Gann, follow Cooking with Brenda Gann on Facebook. Gann is spelled G-A-N-T-T. Be sure to follow The Mark White Show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to The Mark White Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Newnan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange. NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Neal. Jury selection will continue today in Donald Trump's historic hush money trial. RyanShelander reports.
More than 50 potential jurors were dismissed Monday after saying they could not be fair and impartial. During the process, reports say the former president smiled at a group of potential jurors when the judge referred to him as defendant. Trump's accused of falsifying business records to cover up payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. I'm RyanShelander.
The House of Representatives is looking to put a financial squeeze on Iran after its massive missile and drone attack against Israel over the weekend. 3 bills were brought to the floor Monday, aiming to impose penalties on Tehran and its proxies in the Middle East. They include efforts to disrupt the Chinese purchase of Iranian oil and cutting off Iran from using the U.S. financial system. The House is expected to send articles of impeachment to the Senate today against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Lisa Taylor has the story.
The move will force the Democratic-led Senate to take up the matter of impeachment against Mayorkas. Republicans in the House impeached Mayorkas in February over his handling of the U.S.-Mexico border. Mayorkas is accused of willful and systemic refusals to comply with the law. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is expected to move quickly to dismiss the charges. I'm Lisa Taylor.
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled Idaho's ban on gender-affirming care will remain in effect while the case is challenged in court. Under a 2023 law, physicians who provide hormones
WQEE.
or other gender-affirming care.
What's up, brother? How's it going? Not feeling good or something? What? Oh, Lord, bro. That's not good. But hopefully it comes back soon. Well, what did you get to check out this weekend? Did you? I watched it too. Hogan's Heroes had more political bias in it than that. It was down the middle. Hey, one thing I do got to say, though, the scene about them going into the small town that was ignoring everything. I don't, unless they have farmers and people can make clothes in the town. I don't know where they were getting all their material during the so-called war. There was a lot of things I didn't understand about it, but I believe that if something like that happened, that most of us would be like that small town. You're like, I got to get up and pay the mortgage. I got to go to work. I don't care. They're fighting out there. That's how most of us would be. But I see there's going to be I think there's going to be a prequel to it. They're going to have to make another movie to tell us why it started in the first place. Because all I got from it was when it was towards the end of it. When I started watching it. Yeah, it wasn't too scary. Like I said, Red Dawn and all that had more of that in there. It just seemed kind of like a White House Down or some movie like that. Yeah, I knew that's what you were going to say, because it took me a few minutes to get into it in the beginning. The beginning was, in New York, and then when they were doing the driving and they were going to Washington, D.C., that first, I don't know, however long all that discussion was going on, while they were driving and all that kind of stuff, I was like, yeah, I can get up and go get a snack during this. There's really nothing. I'm not going to miss anything. So after watching it, I kind of figured you'd say, yeah, well, I figured you'd say that. Yeah, I kind of figured you would say that. I was like, yeah, this is what.
Yeah, I got a guy I was spraying with on the weekend, and he's very Christian and and he didn't really like the movie. He's warning me about it. It's it's not really political, but like you said.
Yeah, it really isn't. Oh, that was smart of the person to do that, because he could have caused more of a fuss between people if it had been more. Because the president in the movie, they didn't even say whether he was Democrat or Republican. He's probably independent. It's probably RFK Jr. That's probably what it is. Probably the independent president. That's why all this started. But no, it's, that's how the independents are. It probably would be. But no, I was like you. It was a long road trip, and I was like, I watched it. I mean, it kept me watching, but
Yeah, I think the only time I had fun during that movie was with the sniper scene.
Yes, I saw that. Oh.
With the press, it was like, oh, so that's what this press on the side of the big truck over there. I guess that's what you were saying.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, the sniper scene. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty funny. That guy was pretty funny when he said that. Oh, but I can see them doing another movie, and at least they need to do another movie or prequel to tell us how it led up to it. But maybe they just want our imaginations to lead up to it. So we're about to go on, brother. We're going to talk about that coming up this hour. That is the trailer to the biggest movie that hit the #1 spot over this past weekend. But will it stay at #1? That's going to be the burning question. We're going to head into our movie reviews with our favorite movie reviewer up next right here on the network. So stay with us as we kick off period number 3 of your favorite radio show. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only Ryan Neal. And of course, what's up, everybody out there? It's 50,000 plus of you worldwide. Podcast shouted out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation, the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio stations, 99.1 FM, WQEE, The Key, home of Southern sports and inspirational talk. We're also home of course, your real headline news and movie reviews. Of course, also being interrupted by crank callers or, AI callers. Guys, we got a lot in store for you this hour. Stay tuned. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary kicks off. And to all my haters, I have one thing to say to you. Listen up, haters. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio our good friend. He is our Cisco, our Ebert. 2 thumbs up to movies that are good as well as shows that are good. And of course, he gives that stone cold Steve Austin salute to things that are not so good. Please welcome, as we get ready to head into the movie theaters and do movie reviews this morning, the one, the only, my man, the one, the only, Shane B. What's up, Shane?
Morning.
What's up, brother? I hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, you know, when we start getting older and we sleep on the bed the wrong way, things happen. You know, I remember one night waking up and my arm was asleep, as we said back as kids, as our parents would say, your arm's asleep. You know, you're laying on it and it feels like, and it's wobbling. Yeah, it's that weird feeling. Oh no, my arm don't work. So I understand what you mean. I mean, it worked back when you were a teenager, but it don't work today. But anyway, we got a lot of movie review. That's what I know, man. You're like, oh, good, it just stopped up. It'll probably last all day to irritate the living daylights out of you. By the time you get to work tomorrow, it'll be the same way, and then it'll clear up midday, and you'll be like, goodness gracious, I've been putting all this stuff in my ear to get it out. It's just that time. If one thing's not irritating you, another thing will. It's just human nature, right? But anyway. We're going to talk about stuff that what's hot, what's not here this hour as well. My burning question, what do you think of the movie Civil War? 14% of you thought it was good and powerful. You haven't seen it yet, and only 7% of you have said scary. So it's pretty good that you guys that watched it are seeing it more as good and powerful or whatever. It's nothing to be scared about, but we're going to talk about it. It's the number 1 movie, taking the number 1 spot. I don't know if it'll be number 1 this weekend. I watched it as well. It was a lot of driving, you know, and I've seen a lot of those movies, you know, Clark, Griswold, and stuff. But let's get into it, Shane. Let's start off with Civil War, the movie. Everybody was preparing for this, and there was a lot of freaking out. And there's no way that the media could turn this into a political movie unless they want to go back and look at Hogan's Heroes and say that was a political show.
Yeah, I was bored.
I knew you were going to say, hey, look, I knew he was going to say this, guys. I knew it. I watched it. I knew he was going to say this.
Just one long road trip.
And there's been more movies, more fun about road trips. But anyway.
I was expecting more, Civil War in it.
Yes.
But we're just following around photographers. As Kirsten Dunst is referred to, a photojournalist.
Yes.
Supposed to be well-known, traveling with her, her partner in photography, Wagner Moore. Seen the show Narcos.
Yes, I've seen it.
It's on Netflix now. Pablo Escobar.
Yep.
And Kirsten ends up sleeping this girl in the beginning of the movie, Tilly Spain, played Priscilla in the Priscilla movie.
Yep. That's who it was.
Tag along with it, and they got their senior guy that was Kirsten's mentor, Stephen Henderson. He did Lincoln, Lady Bird,
Yep.
Part 1.
Yep.
What's the power of them?
This is a good task.
Oh, they want to go to, they're in New York and they want to go to D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get pictures and interview the president. That's a whole movie. They're trying to get the
It was a road trip, yeah.
You'll have a little battle scene throughout the movie. There were maybe, 3?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
And this hour and about 45-minute long movie. And even during the battle scene, boy, well, looks good.
Thank you. That's what I figured out Texas and California were the 2 stars on the new American flag that they had made, or whatever their alliance was. I figured out who that was, but I was confused that, okay, the journalists were with Texas and California and not the United States. It was confusing. And in Florida was only brought up. I don't think there was ever any action from actual Florida. I think that Florida's name was just brought up as it was separate. What'd you think?
I think I don't remember Florida being mentioned once.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they got into a tight spot.
Yep, that's it.
But it seemed like at times they were running around with militia people, and other time they're running around with the Western forces.
Yes.
Some form of military, and the ending really threw me off.
Oh, I know, right?
Like finally hit DC, it was just like, hey, who am I supposed to be rooting for?
Canada.
They finally got to the movie that
It was Canada I'm rooting for.
the president was fired because he used airstrikes on U.S. citizens. This were out rooting for the president, whatever party he's in.
Yeah, there was no. Yeah, that didn't come up at all.
I think what drove me crazy, well, aside of this driving, we got 857 miles to get to DC.
Right.
Driving a light excursion. I was like, not good. It was still a efficient vehicle, but sure, why not?
Exactly.
There's press on the side, and the press are either frowned upon or the forces are working with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going into the war zones just like they're soldiers.
Yep.
They don't have cameras.
Yep.
It's like people should have been killed 20 times.
Well, they didn't come through Georgia. They went through Virginia, North Carolina. That was the problem. That's why they survived.
From their perspective, just falling for.
Yes.
That was an interesting approach. I guess.
I mean, I like that approach, but the thing about it was a couple of things there was a lot of things confusing, but like when they went through one town and they never mentioned any towns, they flipped on the screen that here's Washington, D.C., here's the western front of whatever, they let you know they didn't name towns whatsoever, but one little small town they went through where they said, it's like going back in time. And it was just showing people walking around like, us normal, doing normal things every day. So I was
really curious about this. I'm like, where are y'all? What's going to be fighting?
Yeah. I mean, somewhere in between one part that you loved, we'll talk about in a minute, to get from New York to Washington, D.C., that was the only town that they stopped in that it was just normal. And that's where we hear in the previews of the trailer, don't you know there's a pretty big civil war going on? And yeah, we see it on TV. We stay to ourselves. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One girl working at the little boutique store.
Boutique, yeah.
Business as usual. Oh, okay. So it's
Well, it could have been, that must have been Georgia, because we'd be like that in Georgia. We'd be like, well, we got mortgages to pay. We don't have time to work out the Civil War. That would be us. Yeah. Yes.
They pull up on something that's suspicious. And it's just like, yeah, stop. Ignore it.
Exactly.
They want to drive you it slowly. They're having to jump out the truck. It's like, why don't you got the truck? And they meet the two snipers that are having a standoff with a guy. No, that was a funny thing. That was nicely written.
Yes.
The snipers are all business serious.
Yep.
But the Joel guy's like, oh, the press. And the spotter just looks over and he's like, oh, that's why your truck's so press on the side.
It was fun. And look, it was funny to a sense, because obviously the Civil War, in that scene, it showed me the Civil War had to start right before the holidays, because this was at a, I guess we'd say, a person's home, and there was holiday decorations out, Christmas decorations out. So they never told when it started, but you had to guess. So that one part kind of let me know that this had to start before then.
Yeah, I was trying to piece together about what time of year it was based on what they were wearing. And it's like, well, that still doesn't really narrow it down.
Well, the way they had threw in a couple of things was something about the 4th of July was coming up, or it had to be after the, I mean, what I'm thinking was the holiday, it wasn't Christmas, but those holiday decorations were still up, because whoever was in the house was trying to protect themselves during whatever this time. And they didn't take their holiday decorations down. So obviously all this had to start around one of the holidays, and it had to be around Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's where it leads me to believe that this had to start about that time, because of that one scene.
I will give you credit. There was a good, interesting sound design.
Yeah.
Especially during some of the battles, they just drop out all the noise, and they just like music's playing, explosions, none of that.
Right. Right.
But there was just too many long stretches of nothing.
That. Yes, that's something I thought.
And Nick Offerman, he didn't get enough time. He plays the president.
Yeah, I know.
So, one of my favorite actors right now.
Oh, I know.
He's barely in the movie.
Yeah, I know. In the beginning and in the end, basically. Oh, man.
But I like that intro, though.
Yep.
How he opened up the movie with that practice what he needs to say to people.
Right.
And his whole thing was, he hadn't did an interview in 14 months, so that was their whole thing. They wanted to try to talk to him.
14 months. So you're piecing it together, 14 months, and it seemed like they were getting close to summer at that time when that happened, and then you've got the holiday decorations up. So, I mean, if they do a prequel and ignore all of what they put in that movie, then we'll be talking about, you're like, they should ignore all this stuff. Why would somebody have their holiday decorations up in the middle of summer? if they started it or whatever. So,
I mean, given this was Alex Garland's project here,
right? Yep.
Looking at his that it only works, Ex Machina and Annihilation, I could easily try to put this movie ability right in with those two movies.
Yeah, wow. I mean,
Now, you were saying earlier, you were talking earlier before we started about a prequel.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it could work.
yeah, I think we need one. I'm not sure if that they will do it. They just want us to put it in our heads and make us think. But we need to know how this started, because really and truly, the movie starts in New York as the battle has been going on. And where, like you said, Kirsten Dunst's character meets the new young photographer and they travel. So how did this get started is the question. When did it get started? I mean, there was little Easter eggs in there of where what time of year it could have got started, but there was nothing else. So I think a prequel would be great for us, to find out before the Civil War starts why Texas and California decided to come together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely that element, kind of leaving it to the imagination. Like, oh, let me leave it to the imagination.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
How is the country going to war with itself? And I want to know what causes the president to use airstrikes at citizens.
Exactly.
That seems to be the one thing everybody's mad about.
Exactly. Why is he attacking his so-called own citizens? And then, like when they walked up on the guys with the guns and asking them what kind of Americans they were, and they ended up shooting the one guy from Hong Kong because he was from Hong Kong, but he was like, Colorado, yeah, you're American, or wherever. Everybody, Florida, he kind of like looked at him like, I'm gonna let you go because you say you're from Florida, but I really don't know yet. So Florida was mentioned, but it was almost like Florida was on the edge of in the middle. So yeah, give me a back. He was a good actor. I've seen him before.
I was thinking he was the Todd character from Breaking Bad.
Could have been.
Had his demeanor, but I just couldn't find this guy. But it was good. When he carried that whole demeanor of just, it's this guy Brenda Poe. Oh, he's not too friendly. Why are you doing this? Whose side are you on?
He never said, did he? And look, it could have just, to me, him just being somebody, he just wants to shoot. He just wanted to shoot people. And it didn't matter what side they were on. He just shot a couple of guys and left the rest of them go. Well, and if it hadn't been for the elder statesman, the New York Post, that's what he said, he was a New York Post writer. If it hadn't been for the New York Post writer, I think all of them would have supposedly been dead.
There he is. Now I found him. I think it was Breaking Bad.
Good. You found him.
Todd Breaking Bad.
Is that who he was?
Yes.
All right.
And he's almost the same way in that show. This character in this movie, he was like an evolution of Todd Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Like a timid, kind of shy guy. But he was not afraid to pull a trigger and kill somebody.
See that? Yeah. Well, they probably picked him for that part because that's what he was doing. And it just seemed kind of, I mean, how many guys, they ran over two of the guys or whatever. I mean, I don't want to give it completely away, but how many people were involved in that situation with the guns that were holding these, that had that, I don't know. There was, I kept trying to figure out how many people were involved and everything during that part. And only three. Okay. Well, then you can't really call them militia or anything like that. It was just three guys. They could have been family, could have been their land. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get any background, but I assume since it was about three guys in that it must have been their family's land and that they were thinking they were protected. So
that's like another scene that frustrated me too, of how it all led up to that. It happened.
Well, it happened because we were in the car with Kirsten Dunst. We didn't know how the other two got taken because of the scene or whatever it was. You know, people have to go back and watch it. But, you know, we were in the car with the press, so we were seeing everything through their eyes. We were not getting to see everything through a movie eyes. We were basically seeing it through her eyes. And actually, if you think about it, the whole movie was through her eyes all the way to the end.
Yeah, until it becomes Jesse's story somewhat.
Yeah.
Kind of slows the focus on her and her wanting to be this aspiring journalist, just like her hero Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
And I'll give him a little credit for that.
Yeah.
I think Kirsten Dunst is fine. I think everybody, the acting is fine.
Oh yeah, I do too.
And the lack of war.
That was the biggest thing, the lack of war. But it could have been the lack of war towards the end or whatever. Like I said, I think we need a prequel to this thing to tell us everything that's going on, how these people ended up together, how these people ended up in this situation, how the United States ended up in this situation, how Texas and California became an alliance, how Florida decided they didn't want to have anything to do with anybody else. You know, we needed some background on this movie. So, but
I don't really know most of what I wanted to hear. That was a response from, big media.
Right.
What they had to say about it. Well, yeah, really anybody talk about this movie.
It's political enough. It's not going to cause us to fight. If the president is anybody, it's RFK Jr. So, I mean,
as far as it goes,
that's what I say. Well, I don't think it'll be number one this weekend unless it just don't have competition. I mean, if we get some competition coming up into this weekend, I think it'll hit down to number two.
We got this one movie I'm kind of interested in.
Okay.
Abigail, horror movie coming up.
Okay. Yeah.
Possibly see this one sneaking in the number one unless people are playing catch up and try to watch Civil War.
Right.
But I think Abigail's more fun of a movie. It's like these kidnappers they kidnapped this little girl.
Right.
Only to find out she's a little evil demonic monster. They got themselves into it. Can't get out of it.
There you go. You kidnapped the wrong kid. We're going to talk about that after the break and a few other things. We're going to take a short break when we return. More with AB here, with news right here, and show reviews and more on the RyanORadio. Back in a moment. Yeah, that sounds like a movie that might take the number one spot. Kidnapped the wrong kid. Are you guys on? Hello?
Yeah.
You what? Yeah, sure. Hold on a minute, Jay. How you doing? Hey. That's all right. He knows how to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I was going to pick the radio station so we have it.
Oh, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Wait,
Maybe
can
you want to
I
have
get a
that.
picture of you in front of this for my parents?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, cute.
Put that out of your way.
You got it, Brandon? Do you mind if we share these on our own?
No, go ahead. That'd be fine.
Thank you. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much. We appreciate you a lot. And please try to come out Thursday if you can. We'd love that. And we are going to do a stay for you. Okay?
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
just reach out whenever you want, and we'll set up a reservation for you.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Shane. Sorry. Had some guests come in earlier. And they came back to take pictures and stuff. Yeah. This radio is. Stay Lodge here in Newnan is opening up. It's pretty cool. I had them all last hour. So.
Yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want to plan your happy with
We're coming back.
right now, make your price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of time. Here's the number you need. 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando number 45's a favorite radio show. Where I play all right on 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newnan, Georgia.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. We're about 38 minutes past the hour. Time and temperature this time brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street here in Newnan. Yeah, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. They can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is, yes, indeed, currently 58 degrees. We've got back here once again with our good friend Shane B. Shane is with us. We were talking about the Civil War movie, and we're going to get into Abigail a little bit more and what's hot and what's not before we get him out of here. We got a few more minutes left with him. Anything else you'd like to conclude on the Civil War movie, or do you just want it to be put to rest? All right, good deal. All right.
I might watch it again to try to
Do it.
some gaps one day, but
I know you will. You maybe do a good review on it, because there's probably not going to be any of that in the media. They're not going to talk about it. So maybe we'll do it and you can do it. All right, let's go on and talk about it. Anything else you want to talk about on this new Abigail movie that's coming out this weekend? You gave us a little snippet of it before the break.
oh, not much to say about that one right now. That's what comes out.
Okay.
So it's about time for a new good horror movie.
All right. Well, I saw that Peacemaker may be on its way back. I saw John Cena. So I don't know what you got in store for us. So let's get into what's hot and what's not.
Well, we lost another one this week.
Yeah.
The great and questionable O.J. Simpson. 7 years old, man. 11 seasons in the NFL.
Yep.
With the Bills. Set a couple of rushing records. But bring him up because, he actually did have a little acting career. Towering Inferno. He's an episode of Heat of the Night. Uncredited Dragnet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably more known for playing Detective Nordberg in the Naked Gun movie.
Yes, Naked Gun. I love that movie. I love those movies.
I actually watched part 2 this morning.
Oh, no, you didn't.
While I was doing some work.
I just knew it. I knew it. So,
They saying that he'll be cremated. So, look at the character of Nordberg and his
Yes, they do. Well, at least out there in Hollywood, they do. I mean, remember the Chris Benoit story? So it's yeah. So it's one of those things, man, that everybody's got their dark side, and it's hard for anybody to look at that. But yeah, he definitely. It's been back and forth. There's been a lot of memes, and a comedian named Brad. I can't remember his last name. He's a little. How would say it? He's a small person comedian. Brad Williams, yeah. He put out the first meme about, I think, OJ's killer being dead or something. I mean, Nicole's killer being dead or something, or OJ don't have to, or some kind of thing he put out there. All of a sudden, it turned into a meme all over the internet. But he was the first one to do the joke. So that's it.
Yeah, I saw one that said OJ can now rest in peace.
Yes.
Knowing his wife's killer is dead.
That's the joke that Brad came up with. And he says he put it first thing that morning after he had passed away or whatever. First thing at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock that morning or something. And he said it started going all over the internet. And he said he wasn't even credited for it. And I know comedians personally that you don't credit them. Yeah. I know how they feel about that. Their work not being credited. But it's been all over the internet, man. Hey, at least that's been what we've all been talking about lately. So at least Facebook's been fun for at least a few weeks or a few days, I should say. Whether you were.
We also got to finally check out this show. Been waiting on this show to come out for so long. The Fallout.
Yes.
Series on Amazon. Yeah, they definitely take their own liberties. They're telling their own story. They're not telling a story from any of the games, it looks like. Like it's following our main actress, Ella Purnell, as she got a little deeper than her just wanting to go out, see civilization. They live in different vaults.
Right.
Fallout shows us like it starts. They don't give a specific year, but it looks like the East. And we this is when we first meet Walter Goggins from Justified, and he's a cowboy putting on a show. He's a former Marine. He's got a daughter who's mixed, of course.
Right. Right.
It's kind of it's a tragic scene. Like he's doing a birthday party. He used to be an actor.
Right.
And as he's telling his daughter, right now at this point, they're at his birthday party performing, and the world is on the edge of nuclear war. There's like any day the bombs could drop. There's a part where the weatherman is doing the weather and he just stops. He's like, why should I even report what it's going to be like next week? I don't know if there's going to be a next week. And a mom comes and turns the TV off. So we're at the edge of nuclear war. And he's telling her, if a bomb falls, and you see the cloud, hold your thumb up. It's smaller than your thumb, it can stay put. If it's bigger than your thumb, right?
Okay. I'm doing that right now.
Trying to get her a piece of cake, and there's just a flash, and okay, first bomb's been dropped. Then we go from there. 219 years later, heck of a jump, and we get our main character. We're going to follow Lucy. They live in these vaults. They worry about the fallout. They want to rebuild civilization. people, basically the keepers of the peace in the wasteland. And they go out and search for like relics and stuff, trying to get society somewhat back in order. So he has a story to where one good element they had from the game was the Brotherhood of Steel, the knights. They walk around in these big armored suits, and what they'll have with them is a squire, like a young recruit who's coming up to train to become a knight. So he's finally assigned to a knight through some unfortunate circumstances, and ends up taking the guy's place. So you get to follow his story for a little while. Then they cross paths. And funny enough, the ghoul, I wasn't expecting them to do this. The main bad guy, I guess in this game, the ghoul, he is still Walter Goggins. And he's been alive this whole time. He's become a mutant. He's one of the most feared men in the land. So we kind of follow his story a little bit. They kind of bounce back and forth with his story showing the past, the back to prison, past, prison. But for what they did with it, it's a nice little watch. There's a lot of elements from the games in it. Even the wrist comms that they have, they did a real good job with that. Costume design looks great. Music's pretty good.
Right.
Writing's not too shabby.
Okay.
They really write this Lucy character as if, someone who knows nothing of the outside world.
Okay.
You can't understand what all the people, all the criminal activity and military is going on out in the wasteland. She's trying to get people to calm down and be civil, because that's all she's known.
Right.
So she's slowly getting a hard lesson. Life, a dose of reality is going to be up here. You're going to have to blend in and get with the program. So funny watching her trying to assimilate to the wastelands, and all she wants to do is find her dad. Like, some people don't understand that. It's like a lot of people are telling her, you just need to go back home. You just need to go back to the vaults. Your dad's gone.
Right.
But she's persistent.
There you go.
8 episodes on Amazon. They can range from 45 minutes to an hour. Well, the first episode was an hour 14. But it's the whole season's out right now. I got through 4 episodes. And I don't know, that says a lot to me when I watched that first episode. Like, yeah, we should go to the next. Well, we should go to the next. Like, all right, so the show's got me. But I'm a fan of video games, so it might not be for everybody.
Right.
If you're into that post-apocalyptic stuff, yeah, it's a good watch.
Cool.
You don't really need to know much about the video games to watch it and enjoy it, because they do explain stuff as they go.
Awesome. I'm glad to see that about a show. Yes.
Yeah, they actually have the care to do that. Well, good, because they know a lot of people have played the games.
Exactly. And what I tell you what, the Fallout, I've heard of the game, of course. I'm glad to see that. And we're getting ready to get out of here with you. Here we got a couple more minutes left. I do want to put this on your docket to check out. I've been hearing about something coming out called a movie version of a television show that I used to really like back in the day called The Fall Guy with Lee Majors. I hear there's a movie coming out. Have you heard that?
I've seen the trailer with Ryan Gosling.
Okay, right. Yeah.
I've watched these trailers over and over, and I can't find interest in it.
Ooh.
It doesn't feel like the show.
Well, there you go.
The trailer just comes off like they're trying too
Hard. Okay.
comedy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is gonna make or break Gosling, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, think he'll be fine, but yeah, we already know what kind of roles he's been in for comedy and stuff and different things that he's done. But I'm hoping I want it to be better than the previews because I love the original Fall Guy. It stayed on for several seasons. It was dramatic. It was funny at times. And then you had the other Heather on there that was popular back then too. There was the two Heathers in the 80s that everybody loved. And that was Heather Locklear and the other Heather. So,
Yeah.
so
I don't know what to think about this movie. Might try to watch it. Not sure. Might have to give it a try.
definitely so. Well, tell everybody how they can follow you. I know, brother. Tell them how they can follow you and all that good stuff that's going on with you.
It's 2210 on YouTube.
All right. He'll have some new videos out pretty soon. He's working diligently for you guys. So and of course, go and follow him, of course, and we'll watch all what he already has. And Shane will be back with us next week. And maybe we'll be talking about another #1 movie, or if Civil War keeps the #1 movie over the possessed kidnapping. We'll talk about that next Tuesday. Stay with us. More on the way. We're going to close out the show after this. All right, brother. I appreciate it. It's good, as always. I hope that your ear gets to doing better.
Yeah, it's coming back around right now.
Good. It was just the way you were sleeping on it, man. It's the way it always is. All right, we'll talk to you next Tuesday. You have a good week, brother.
All right, well, let's do it.
All right, brother. Bye.
Saturday Night Live, April 20th at the Coastal Grill, formerly House in Roswell, featuring comedian Jim Gossett from the Rob Carson National Radio Show. It's a fun-filled night of comedy, impressions, and brand new parody songs. That's Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call 678-829-SHOW. That's 678-829-SHOW.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today's, can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-500-0047.
Well, guys, I can't see any of your feeds. I don't know what's going on. But I appreciate you being with us.
Is Newnan's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforest.org or follow us on Facebook.
Fishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newnan.
You hear music to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level. I'm Bruce Paul. Join me at Donna Wood Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, for our show Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs and uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so this show will be an open discussion. Email us with ideas for songs at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close out the poll because nobody else voted. I don't know what happened. What's going on? Maybe people were having problems. People were reporting that they were having problems with their YouTube today. So, all right. What did you think of the Civil War movie? Good and powerful, 14% of you say. Scary says 7% of you. Have not seen it yet, says 79% of you. So there you go. We appreciate you guys being with us this morning on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. See those live chats come back up. Oh, everybody's talking. I didn't get a chance to, I don't know why the heck I wasn't seeing all your stuff, guys. I was missing a great conversation, Ryan. I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad every one of you guys were in there talking. Great reviews today.
Thank you for contacting me.
Thank you for contacting me. Awesome show today. Tell Andrew I said, hey, I will. I wasn't able to see you guys. I don't know why I wasn't able to see you guys. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I was sitting there trying to see it. It had the last thing that Cher was like, hey, what's up? Hey, Gail. So there you go. We were live. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what it was. Maybe I hit something wrong. Thanks for joining us, Ryan, says Cher. I'm sorry. Maybe I had, oh man. Sorry. Well, get the question for me and we'll get it to him next Tuesday and everything. And I had our friends back from Everhome Suites coming here a few minutes ago and everything. I figured you guys were on there talking. I was like, what is wrong with my chat? Why is it not talking? I click on there and then as soon as I come off the poll question, every one of your chats come up on the YouTube. Boom! Ryan, where are you? Why aren't you talking to us? What's wrong with you? Macon's retaliating. Yeah, they probably will since they don't like who they wanted to block me out. All right, we got to get out of here. Stay tuned for last hour broadcast with our friend, the one, the only Deborah Harris. 12 to 5 today is the Sports Beats. The 12 to 5 today, the best sports lineup in the business. 12 to 2, NHL's very own hockey show, the Rod Peterson Show. From 2 to 3, it is the Sports Beat with Richard Heldreth. 3 to 5, Braves Country Radio Live. And we got all back into our other regular programming overnight. Stay with us. We'll be back here tomorrow morning for a Weird Wednesday. And maybe this thing will work where I can actually chat with you guys. I know you guys miss chatting with me. I'm sorry. Until we meet again, you guys have a great day. Peace, love, respect. I am out of here. It's just been one of those days when good things happen, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be honest with you. When good things happen for you, like Gail will tell you, the enemy's going to try to attack. I'll ask him next week. Question for Shane: review movies without spoiling them, because I don't believe that was possible. Question is, how does Shane review? Oh, how does he review them without spoiling? He usually does pretty good. I'm the one that if I watch it, I'll tell you the whole movie. He knows how to do it. He knows how to give the right thing. He's been doing it a while. All right, guys. Thank you for being with us. We'll have a good good morning tomorrow morning. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.